pretend. Either slave or free. Who you gon' let lead? Shine my light high beams. On the race full speed. Thinking about my.
Hey y'all, my name is Cece and I'm a senior on the SALT team, and I'm so excited to welcome y'all to youth group this week. Remember, no one belongs here more than you. We hope you enjoy.
Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, not beyond else to me, save that thou art, thou my best thought, by day or by night. Waking or sleeping, thy presence, my life. Be thou my wisdom, and thou my true word. I ever with thee, and thou with me, Lord. Now and now only first in my heart. Great God of heaven, my treasure thou art. Great God of heaven, my victory won. May I reach heaven's joys, oh bright heaven's sun. Not of my own heart, whatever befall, still be my vision, O ruler of all. Still be my vision, O ruler of all.
Rush and Blair, thank you so much for that wonderful song of worship. Friends, let's continue to center ourselves in a time of prayer. So if you would, please bow your heads with me. Dear good and gracious God, thank you for each family represented here watching this video today, tomorrow, the rest of this week, and even months from now. Thank you for each one of them. Lord, I pray that you would abundantly bless these families and each one of their members with your love and grace. God, I pray that you would open each of our hearts, minds, and souls for the message that you have for each and every one of us. And I pray that my words are your words today, Lord, and it's in your name that we pray. Amen.
So, when you don't know how to do something, how to fix something, or how something works, what do? Ask a teacher? Ask your parents? Ask your friends? Ask someone you really know and trust? No, you go to the internet and ask some randos. But I'm not talking about creeps here, I hope. No, I mean the people of the internet! You know, those people who make how-to videos. Because chances are, if you're trying to figure out something, someone on the internet has already figured it out for you. Things like, how do I unsend a text? No. How do I do a winged eyeliner? How do I get rid of the zit by Friday night? How do I get out of gym class? How do I screen cap Snapchat without getting caught? They'll never know. But then there are things in life that don't have an easy fix, that don't have a simple solution, that don't have a how-to video. Things like what to do when you have problems with family, or when it seems like you have no control in your life, or what to do when someone has done something to you. I mean, clearly, they gotta go. The truth is, there's a lot of life that doesn't have a solution you can just find online. So how do you know what to do when you don't know what to do?
What's up, y'all? If we have never met, my name is Haley Foscue, and I am on staff here with East Street Youth as the middle school lead. I am so excited for tonight because we're starting a new 5-week series called What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do. And we're starting to talk about one of my favorite Bible characters, Joseph. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. Do you ever feel like you're living in two different worlds? Like there's the world you live in at school or with your friends or at practice or at a game or at work. And then there's the world that you live in when you're at home. And I mean, it's not abnormal. Maybe we listen to one type of music when we're cleaning our rooms or one type of music when we're doing our homework. And then we listen to a completely different playlist when we're in the car with our friends. Or maybe we act one way at practice and then act completely different around the dinner table. And that's okay because we all act in ways at home that we would never act with our friends or at school or out in public. But why? Why do we act completely different around different people? I think that there could be a lot of reasons for this, but I know for me, one of the main reasons is that my house, my home is my world and everyone else is just living in it. You know what I mean? We walk in the door and we want to know if dinner's going to be something that we like, or we complain when we have to do something for another family member. It's our world and we want it to be our way. But that's not nearly as true anywhere else, is it? I mean, most of us probably wouldn't go to a friend's house and go, ugh, I hate lasagna. Why would you make that? And we would never tell a coach that we couldn't make a game because we already had plans to go to the mall with our other friends. Now, I know that we can all catch an attitude with our friends from time to time, or we can get a little hot-headed and heated with a coach, but it's never at the same level as it is when we're at home with just our families. For some of us, that's because home feels like the only place that's safe enough to truly be ourselves. And sometimes when we are being our real and true and authentic selves at home, the real nasty comes out. No matter what's happening, I always find myself asking, how is this affecting me? You know, how does what my family is doing affect me? How does it get in the way of what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do? What I don't think a lot of us realize is that as we think about our lives at home is how much our response to the question, how does this affect me, changes the vibe in our house. As we respond to how things affect us, the people around us are responding to how we are affecting them. Then we respond to that, and most of us don't realize that we're playing a key role in the general feeling of our house. Is that always true? No. But for some of us, we know that we're at least part of the cycle of tension and attitude where we live. So then the question becomes, what do we do about it? What do we do when we don't know what to do? Family's complicated, and family is hard. Trust me, I know. But the good news in all of this is that this is something that people have been dealing with for thousands of years. In fact, one of the things that I love the most about the Bible is how it gives us a real look at real people with real lives and real problems. So over the next few weeks, we're going to spend some time looking at the life of Joseph, who was a guy who found himself, like many of us, in all kinds of situations where he didn't know what to do. Joseph's story can sometimes be a doozy and read a little bit like a new dramatic Netflix series. There are murder plots. He's sold into slavery by his brothers. He's unfairly put in jail. The story has twists and turns, and the drama seems to never stop. But this week, we're going to start with the drama in his family. And we'll get into all that other stuff in the weeks to come. Before we start, I want to give you the quick and dirty background of Joseph and his family. Joseph has 12 brothers. One dad, Jacob, and between the 13 brothers, there are 4 moms. Jacob definitely favored Joseph, and that was no secret to anybody else. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, there was some, tension in that house. But that's the quick and dirty of it, so that's where we're picking up today. In Genesis 37, we read about how Jacob made a special robe for Joseph as a physical reminder of how much his dad loved him and his brothers hated him for it. Then to top this all off, Joseph started having dreams. So let's look at one of them. He said, "Listen to this. I had a dream. We were all out in the field gathering bundles of wheat. All of a sudden, my bundle stood up straight and your bundle circled around it and bowed down to mine." This wasn't a typical dream, and his brothers knew it. It wasn't a dream about tending to the fields or gathering bundles of wheat. It was a dream about power. Joseph here was basically saying, hey guys, so actually, here's the deal. I'm gonna be way more powerful than any of you, and when the day comes, you're gonna worship me. You're gonna bow down in front of me. Now let me tell you that if either one of my younger siblings had ever said anything like this to me or ever says anything like this to me, I can promise you it's not gonna go over well. But the passage goes on to say, his brother said, so you're gonna rule us. You're going to boss us around. And they hated him more than ever because of his dreams and the way he talked. The vibe was harsh. Joseph's brothers were over the robes and over the dreams, and then Joseph goes and has another dream about the sun and the moon and the stars all bowing down to him. And it was the same message, but this time it included his parents bowing down to him too. And he tells his dad, Jacob, and his brothers who hate him even more. Not his best move. I can't even begin to imagine the tension that was held inside that house. One dad, 4 moms, 13 brothers, and the favorite is going around and having dreams and telling everyone that they're going to be bowing down before him one day. Count me out. But why would he do that? Joseph wasn't being considerate of how others were feeling. And if we're honest, sometimes we do it too. Sometimes we're hyper aware of how we're being treated and we're not really noticing how it affects everyone else. The truth is, even though these 3 verses are about more than just some strange dreams and a coat, it's about how the tension in the family was never dealt with and that tension was left to grow and grow. So you might be asking, why are we still reading this today? What's the reason? Well, for one, this story shows us how family has always been complicated. And then it teaches us to pay attention to how our actions and even our situations affect the people that we live with. And finally, it reminds us that tension left unresolved will never just get up and walk away. It will always escalate to something bigger. Tune in next week to learn about the biblical dumpster fire that Joseph's life became. At this point, Joseph's family isn't all that different from our own, right? Whether you're the favorite one, or the angry one, or the funny one, or the quiet one, or the one with the gold medal and door slamming, or maybe you're the firstborn or the lastborn or somewhere in the middle, the truth is the same. There is a role that you play in your family. So pay attention to how you say, and what you do contribute to the overall feeling of your house. Are you improving it or are you making it worse? Then decide what you want your role to be, and then choose how you'll treat your family members. My guess is right now that the $1 million question is this: how do we do that when we don't know what to do at our own house? I think we start here. We start paying attention to how we see ourselves and our family members. Do we act like we're better than everyone else? Maybe. Is that accurate? Probably not. So, what would it look like if we started treating our family members like an equal, or even like they were more important than us? And then, this might be the hardest part, we need to invite someone else to speak truth into how we treat our family members. Honestly, it's nearly impossible to clearly see the role that we play in our family, but those around us can see it. And by asking them, they can help us see ourselves and our families with clarity. In fact, asking someone older and sometimes wiser is one of the best things we can do when we don't know what to do. And this is part of why we have small groups, by the way. We all need people around us, people older than us, like a leader, who can speak some truth into our lives and help us figure out what to do when we don't know what to do. So this week, as we all head into this crazy unknown, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to pay attention to how you affect your family. And then I want you to think about what would change if you started treating your family members as your equal, or even as they were more important than you. And trust me, it's a beautiful experience to do that.
Hey everyone, I've got some quick announcements for y'all. So my first announcement is no community groups this week because of Ash Wednesday. Unless you have youth community groups tonight. And so that'd be the 12th grade girls, the 7th grade guys, and the 8th grade guys. Then also make sure you save the date, April 17th. We are going to have a discovery event on April 17th. And there are going to be a lot more details coming soon. But for now, just set aside the date for your family.
What's up, East Street Youth families? It's Rush Beam here, your Director of Youth Ministries. We're thrilled that you have spent a Sunday night at youth group with us. I just want to end our time tonight by telling you about something awesome that is upcoming that we are doing as a church. We are partnering with the entire church from children's ministry on through the ages to provide you all as families with some Lenten practices and cards that we want you to take home and use to make the ordinary things in your life purposeful and meaningful during this season of Lent. During this season when we can't gather as a body, we wanted to make our everyday small things that we do as families, we wanted to make them sacred and holy. So we had a special pickup drive this morning actually at church, but we still have those available, both either here at church still if you want to get the physical cards, and we're going to have these available for you on download. And so check out both in our emails coming up, but also in the church newsletters. Friends, we hope that these moments will be sacred and special for you. We also, as a church, are having a special sermon series during Lent, some really cool conversations and devotional sort of led. We're trying to resource you in special ways coming out on Mondays, maybe even one by myself. And also on Wednesdays, we're going to be doing some live interviews with folks from in and around our church talking about how these practices are going. And so if you're curious about how that could look for you and for your family, log in on Wednesdays. We're going to be doing that. A ton of really cool things upcoming just for you all. Friends, we love you. We hate that we can't be together, but we are still trying to make things creative and fun and interesting for you, but also trying not to add a whole bunch of extra to your plate. We just want to make these small, sacred, and simple things that we already do every day and just name what they are and name them for that moment. Friends, thanks for being with us tonight. We'll see you next time.